Welcome back to the Hunt the Front podcast. Got another special interview podcast today with bringing on Ashton Winger, Georgia driver on the Hunt the Front series this year. Obviously, a lot of accomplishments leading into that. Well-known driver in the dirt late model space. Ashton, we appreciate you joining us. First, where are you at and what you doing today?
Man, we're getting ready to actually go test at Phoenix City. I'm in Griffin right now, hanging out with my dad today, and just getting ready to go. When you say special, what do you mean by that?
Special. What did I say? I don't even, special episode or what?
It's a special episode, special guest.
I mean, you're special, Ashton.
Just come out and say it. Just come out and say what you got to say.
Listen, gosh,
you're special to me, Ashton. That's what I mean. We want,
I get it.
Anything by it.
It's all good.
You forgot to mention his nickname, Air Force
Ashton Winger.
Yeah.
And so first of all, we all know this. I think this is going to be coming out later today. It's Thursday morning as we're recording this. Later today, you're coming off the Hunt the Front Super Dirt Series season opener at Talladega, where unfortunately things didn't go too great for you. Had a wild ride, and I mean, are you okay? So were you sore at all? We over that, or kind of how are we feeling from that wreck there at Talladega?
No, actually, I've been telling everybody I probably wasn't right before that, and so that actually knocked me back normal. So I actually think I'm better than I was beforehand. But
Okay.
No, I wasn't sore or anything like that. Just feel bad for my car owner, Jeff. Man, he I know that was an expensive tumble, but luckily, as far as Thursday, I've still got a ride, so that's a plus.
Yeah. Well, hated to see it. Obviously, that's one where, and I think Jonathan even had it in our video with Jesse and Joseph kind of reacting, like literally watching it happen over the, from the pits as you come over the top there. It's pretty violent. Was that one of the wildest ones you've had? I mean, I know you obviously had one at I-75 there. Two others, but does it rank up there with those?
Yeah, I've had a few. No, it was weird actually. So like the actual in the car, I didn't really feel like it was that bad. That's the first time I've ever actually like blacked out, and I was I told somebody I thought I was going to wake up and see Dale Earnhardt and Tupac trying to pull me out, but no, I mean it was in the car. It really didn't feel that bad. I mean I went black for a minute and was seeing stars, but it wasn't. The I-75 one felt way worse, and probably the worst one I feel like I've had was qualifying in the Summer Nationals in 2021 at LaSalle. So I probably need to quit driving so hard and qualifying. That I don't know, man. Maybe if I start driving a little bit more like Jesse, I won't wreck.
Jesse's he's been wadding them up a little bit too.
Yeah, dude, I don't know, man. I would have to figure something out, but no, I mean I'm good. It wasn't. In the car, it didn't feel that bad. I mean, heck, I'm making TikToks about it, and we're laughing about it now. So, like I said, it's part of it, and we'll go on to the next one.
Yeah. We're glad you're able to laugh about it and everything now, obviously, and being okay. It did have us worried at first when we saw it, but, testament to how these cars are built these days and all the safety equipment and everything. But at the end of the day, it was a setback. That was, qualifying. You were able to unload the backup car and still ran the rest of the program the night there. Unfortunately, buried in such a stout field, weren't able to get up through there in your B main and missed the show by a couple spots. Not the way I know you wanted to start the Hunt the Front Super Dirt Series. And so we've talked a lot about this series and how many guys have said they want to run it and signed on to our loyalty program and all that. And you and I have even talked about how, it's really going to be tough and you can't really have many setbacks. We do allow one drop, so you can drop that night. But how do you, take that approach and just being honest, like, how do you see the series now as after, obviously didn't get the start you were wanting? How does it change your approach to it? We've talked, and I think you're still committed for now, but like, how does it change your approach to a series whenever you have something like that happen on night one?
Well, this was obvious the other night, I would say, but I am like probably the worst kind of points racer because if I'd have run second the other night, I'd have been mad. You know what I mean? Like I go to win races. Like I'm the kind of guy that I believe that if you go win every single race, the points are going to take care of themselves. So, obviously there's some guys running this deal that are signed up that are probably a little bit more polished than I am. I'm not blind to that fact, but I don't know. I don't really look at it no different. I mean, I look at it as, it's going to be tough either way. I mean, if I'd have went and run, top 5 the other night. I mean, it's not like I would have been. I didn't even know you got to drop. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's just not really in. I didn't even know the rules before we started. Like, I just go race and do what I can and give 110% every lap. I mean, that gets you in trouble sometimes,
Yeah.
and I'm not blind to that. And what do you mean? Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just saying,
No,
maybe in qualifying you're a little 10% too much. You know what I mean? That was that
No,
10%
yeah, but
too much.
it's just no. I don't know. It's I don't know. It's I see stuff people say online, and there's a lot of guys that have a lot of input on what I should or shouldn't do. But I've done what I've done for 15 years, and it's gotten me where I am, and I feel like I'm surrounded by great people. So, definitely probably should be, like I said, a little more polished. But I can't sit here and tell you that if I had to do over again, I'd do anything different. That's just who I am. So, I don't remember how many races are on this deal, but the way I look at it is I think there's 23, 24 left. I need to go try to win 23 or 24 of them. So, we'll obviously I know that's not going to happen, but it's our goal and that's what we strive for. And I think that for me, that's how I approach it. I mean, I'm not saying it's right or wrong, but that's I think that I hate to be one of those guys that I have a chance to win a race and run 3rd or 4th and be thinking about points. And then at the end of the year, like I think going to Swainsboro last year, there were 3 guys there that could have won it. Like I don't want to be in that position. You know what I mean? I definitely think that I look at it as every night. Like it's probably a little bit of my problem whenever something happens, but I look at it as like every race is my last. So, probably need to tone it down a little bit as far as the points thing goes. But like I said, I just pretty much go out there and try to win every race.
Well, you say you're not polished and you're not a points racer, but you've had some success points racing. You won the crate racing championship a couple of years ago, right?
Yeah, but I mean,
last year.
Yeah, and the Summer Nationals.
But I mean, the crate racing USA deal when I won it, a lot of people don't know, but I run second in that all the way up to like the next to last race, and Hedgecock had an entire race lead on me, and I'm buddies with him, so I'm going to talk like this. Like he for some reason run somebody over under caution, and like he got 0 points for that race. So, and then we had one more race, and I think I ended up getting wrecked or something, and the last race got rained out. So, I mean, stuff's got to go your way, and you got to put yourself in position. But and the Summer Nationals thing, I mean, man, I was like one of 2 or 3 guys that did it, and I'm just saying I don't really poke my chest out.
Stop discrediting yourself. Just take it, man.
Again.
No, I mean but I mean there again, that's who I am. I'm always looking at how to get better, and I was mad we won the Summer Nationals last year, but I really think that I had a better year in 21 when we did it because. In 21, I won 6 races, and in 23, I won 6 races. But I raced Pierce every night in 21, and this past year, I run him like 5 times. And Fager got way better this past year. And I'm not discounting that. I'm just saying that it was we definitely left a lot on the table this past year, and I've put myself in some spots, whether it be the crate deal or whether it be the Summer Nationals deal, where I had to have some things go my way in order. I've yet to win anything where I just go in there and handle it. You know what I mean? Like the Summer Nationals thing, if Fager would have run all of them, Fager would have won it. You know what I mean? He didn't go to a few of them. So, it's cool to say we won it, but I'm always kind of looking forward to the next thing.
Yeah.
I do wonder. So you've accomplished a lot, and you've I think World of Outlaws Rookie of the Year before. I think you had one year, and
yeah, 3 of them signed up. I was the only one to finish it.
Oh, okay, all right.
I'm just calling it for what it is.
I'm trying to talk you up, Ashton. Come on now,
you're killing us.
But you've had. I'm just saying you have something. You have a good resume to me. A lot of big wins. Obviously, some points accomplishments, whether you discredit them or not. I'm curious. What we talk about the Hunt the Front Super Dirt Series, and where winning it, if whoever wins that championship, where does that rank? Like, what would that be? Is it an accomplishment? I don't think it's going to be like I was 1 or 2 or 3 and happened to, think some things went my way late. Like, I think it's going to be, we think, a tough field. How do you see it, as a driver signed up for it and as we attack the season here?
Well, I would say if we get to, if we're lucky enough to even be competitive at the end of the year for the championship, I mean, that's a first goal, right? You go try to win races and you try to be competitive at the end. But where it would rank, I would say for me would be pretty high because, the way I've raced, whether it was dumb or not, man, growing up, me and my dad, we drove right by races an hour or 2 hours from the house to go race in Illinois and Wisconsin and just different places. Cause I mean, I'll be honest with you, man, we just don't like racing in the South very much as the racetracks ain't great. So for us, aside from Why Not and Sonoya and Alltech, I think them, and I've won some races at Talladega, but it would rank pretty high to me just because like I am not worth a damn at Cherokee. I'm not very good at Lancaster. Like I'm haven't really been great at Ultimate when we went there. I think it was Friendship at the time. I mean, there's tracks that are on the Hunt the Front deal that don't really fit what I feel like I'm very good at. So if we're lucky enough to be competitive at the end of the year and be there and race for it, I would say it would rank really high because like the Summer Nationals deal when we went and did it. I mean, when we won it last year, we had already done it once and we had won it, some places. Like I think we won at Oakshade both times we went. And trying to think, I think there was another one we won at twice. But I had been to most of them. And I think I've been to Cherokee maybe once or twice. Like we go out of our way not to go to that place. And, I would say it would rank pretty high just because, I'm from Georgia, but I really have not raced in the South a ton. You know what I mean? Like, we always kind of went out of our way to go to places like Fairbury, Farmer City. We go to Cedar Lake. Like, the last year when you guys had your big race, I think it was Duck River, we were in Wisconsin racing for $50,000. And it probably don't make a whole lot of sense because it pays $50 to win that race and $20 for second. But we love going there, and it paid $20 to win, I think,
at Duck
a couple
River.
hours from the house at Duck River.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, it's I'm not blind to the fact that we probably have done some stuff that doesn't have me prepared to race in the South as much as we should. But while we're doing it, you got to be good in all of it.
Do you think it's made you a better racer doing that?
100%. I can tell you this. I have no idea, and I'm confident in saying this. It amazes me, guys like Brandon Overton and how good he is, and like Madden and guys like that. Like these guys race at some dumps, man. Like I'll just be like Michael Page. He's quick. Like he grew up racing at one of my least favorite racetracks. Like I don't understand how these guys can go all over and be fast. I couldn't do it. So that's where I've been really lucky. I've been able to get out and race. I would honestly say I've probably raced against Bobby Pierce and Brandon Shepard more than I have Dale McDowell and Brandon Overton, if that says anything. So I don't know. I definitely think I don't know. It's weird. Like I don't. Sometimes I go to a place and the first time I go, I'm great, and sometimes I go and I couldn't hit my ass with both elbows. So I don't know. We'll see how it goes. Like I said, the South is not my forte, if that's the word you want to use.
So you've mentioned a lot of places and on the series that you don't have a lot of experience at, although you're from the South. Like you said, you've gone elsewhere. But one place you haven't mentioned is Alltech, and that's a place I feel like you've raced a good bit. Because in speed weeks and everything else, you've won an XR Super Series race there. I know for sure, and so I feel like you've ran well there, and that's where we go next. So is that a chance maybe to bounce back and get some momentum there as we come kind of to your car owner's home area? Jeff Matthews there, and in a place that you have some success at before.
Yeah, man, I'm looking forward to it as long as I don't go flipping out of there like I did to Talladega and him be there, man. I don't know. I love Alltech. It's a really good racetrack. It throws everybody for a loop. I don't know. It's one of them places that every time you go, it's different. Like, I won that XR race at the end of 21, and then I went back for the Lucas race and missed the race. And I was racing the same guys really at the end of the day. So there again, I just think that just kind of got to polish off a little bit, and we'll be all right. But I'm definitely looking forward to Alltech.
Good deal. One thing, so also we don't want to just talk about the series and everything. I want to talk about the sport in general. And I don't know if you've been paying attention, but there's been a lot of crazy stuff happen, here recently in the sport with the World of Outlaws and Dirt Car with their tire testing and some guys hit, and then obviously with the Rocket House car and all that that went down with some ride swapping and everything. Just in your thoughts, and we don't have to dive too deep into this and whatever you feel like, saying, but when you see something, high profile guys like Bobby and Devin Moran and Bronson get hit with penalties on the tire stuff, how do you feel about like what goes through your head, and like, what's your thoughts on that, as much as you'd like to comment on it or not, however you feel about it?
I mean, it was a shock to me. I mean, I think the first level that everybody should probably look at is I mean, how dumb can we really think those guys are? Like, I mean, Bobby's getting tested every night. You know what I mean? So it's not like he knows he's getting tested. I mean, in my opinion, I can't imagine that he would openly do that, or his team would do that. And Devin too. Like, Devin wins a bunch, and Kyle's competitive everywhere he goes. I mean, it's shocking to me. Like, I did not see that coming. We laughed about it because, it happened at Volusia, and somebody was like texting me, and they were like, "Oh man, that probably moved you up a couple spots." I'm like, they'd have to throw out 35 guys at Volusia for me to even be in the picture frame at that place. So, I mean, I don't know. I definitely think that the elephant in the room is we do race against it way more than we think that we do. But I got to say, I did not expect. I did not see Bobby Pierce, Devin Moran, even Kyle. He's from Florida, but I don't know. It just, I mean, I'm buddies with all of them, I like to think, and I've never seen them do it. You know what I mean? I don't think it's, it was really shocking to me.
So you're saying you find it hard to believe.
Yeah. I mean, just because for the simple fact of, like, especially in Bobby's case, I mean, you don't have to be Devin come down and was, had a shot to win the Lucas title. And so I'm not discrediting anything from them guys, because all three of them guys are better than I am. But Bobby, for sure, man, like, Bobby and Ricky Thornton, like, they know they're getting checked every single night because they're winning every night. You know what I mean? Like, it's surprising to me knowing that you would get checked, and plus, I mean, I don't know. I didn't read into it, but in the night that they tossed Bobby, didn't he run like third?
Third.
Yeah. Right.
Makes that's
you
weird,
wonder.
Man.
I definitely.
But I mean, to be fair, to stick up for I mean, you got to test. I mean,
yeah,
you got to keep it honest. You know what I mean?
It's a hard spot. It's a hard spot.
Yeah, it is.
I mean, if what do you do? I mean, I don't. Luckily, I've never been in that spot. But I can tell you that, we don't do it. And if we, if something ever come back and we're adamant about not doing it, we work on our race cars. We don't work on tires. So if I was ever in that spot, like, I don't know how I would feel. It would feel pretty disheartening. So, hopefully them guys all get it figured out, and nobody's, I think the biggest thing that bothers me about it, and this is really in anything in racing, it doesn't matter if it's tires, it doesn't matter if your favorite guy doesn't win, man. People just say some stuff and run people's names through the ground and like tarnish somebody's name. And it's like, man, at the end of the day, like, I can tell you, like, whoever I least like the most in racing, man, if they had a flat on the side of the road, I'd probably stop and help him. You know what I mean? Like, that's just, I feel like that's kind of how we all are. At the end of the day, we all bicker and whatever. But people on the outside that don't really know, how well I would say we all know each other, that just run people's name through the ground, that don't even have the slightest clue.
Right.
That's what probably makes me hate getting on social media and stuff like that.
It's a community, right? Like, I hate to, it sounds cliche to say it, but it is kind of like a family almost. Like, we all know each other. We all see each other all the time. And like, yeah, you have issues and run-ins with people, and it may even look pretty dramatic on the track at times. When
Ashton's is a little exception, but
but at the end of the day, you're still, we still, like I said, spend a lot of time around these people, and there are some friendships there, and sometimes it gets heated. But I think Jesse wanted to ask you about some instances, and a certain racer we're trying to kind of confused on what the relationship is there with you two.
So like you and Tyler Erb, like, are y'all BFFs? I mean, like last time I seen y'all wrecking each other for the lead, and now you got matching T-shirts or something. Like I don't know. Like, are y'all BFFs or what?
I mean, there again, this is what I'll say. So like, he's another one that gets a really, really bad rep, and he's wild, but that dude's one of the best guys in the pits. You know what I mean? Like, he'd give you his shirt off his back, and like, I'm lucky enough I get to see that. You know what I'm saying? So I don't, we wreck cars, and listen, at the end of the day, anyone who lines up next to that idiot, like, you know what you're getting with him. But I mean, listen, people say the same stuff about me. Like, I'm not dumb. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I get it. Like, so like, I would say this is probably the most specific thing you're going to ask about is why not Friday night?
Yeah.
But I mean, it's like, I've had a million people, and I think you can see, like, I was going to ramp over his carburetor under caution. But I was sitting there, and two things. Number one, there was an instance that happened earlier that year, and I was like, no, I don't need to go wrecking nobody under caution. And number two, I mean, during that specific instance, I honestly felt like my car was so good that weekend that I would feel really dumb ramping over his carburetor and not giving myself a chance to win the big one the next day, which we were lucky enough to do. Over 3,000 a win. And I'll say this, we openly talk about this, but like, so I can say this, but like, the only reason he got to me was because I'm lapping guys that are 3 seconds off the pace. You know what I mean? So like, like once we, once we weed those guys out, and I feel like I'd be fine. But no, I don't. I mean, I love that dude. He would do anything for anybody, and he's really fun to be around. And like, it's another one who gets a really, really bad rap for being probably not very polished on the racetrack. But there again, don't mean he's not a great dude.
It makes things exciting for sure. Though that you guys, I mean, you can't have, like, everybody can't race like Joseph and, kind of be conservative and smooth all the time. And, you got to have guys that, add some flair.
Yeah. They ain't scared to just park it on your nose, from time to time.
Oh God, here we go. Here we go. That was not, I was clear by 3. Don't even. Oh. I have a white race car with fluorescent yellow on it.
Okay. Like Josh was saying, though, you just gotta have some that just don't. They just send it.
They push the issue. We'll say push the issue, right? Make it exciting. That's what Ashton and guys like Ashton and Turbo do. I did want to ask. We talked about the big news going on in the sport. We talked about the tire stuff. The whole. You've had driven for other car owners. I think your family. Y'all do some of your own stuff. Have done some of your own race team stuff, but kind of, did it surprise you how all that went down with Hudson O'Neal leaving the Rocket Chassis house car? It kind of slowly came out that Tim McCready replaces him. Like, what's your thoughts on that whole silly season right here at the beginning of the season type stuff? Did you follow it much, and did any of that kind of shock you, or had you heard some of that was coming?
Man, I got 200 phone calls about that. I mean, my opinion on it is this. Hudson O'Neal is really good at what he does. Mark Richards is really good at what he does. Tim McCready's really good at what he does. Like, I mean, at the end of the day, whatever else happened is between them, and it really isn't any of our business. And I got it hard. Like, the way I look at it is I have a hard enough time trying to figure out how to make my race car go fast without a bunch of other stuff going on. But as far as that goes, I would just say, like, nobody really knows probably what happened except for the people in that specific group. And, I have a hard enough time trying to figure out what I'm going to do, let alone why other people do what they do. So I don't really have it shocked me, obviously. I mean, listen, you win the World 100 and the
Lucas title.
And a Lucas title, man. I mean, but you never know. Like, just there's no telling what happened. And but as far as shocking goes, I mean, just when you think that the bar couldn't get set any higher, I mean,
Yeah.
And another part of it too is I would say like in the racing world, this isn't necessarily towards that, but all it takes is some guy in his basement on 4M or something to post something and get something going that is so far,
stir up
you know
some
what I mean?
rumors.
So yeah, I'll give you one that I heard. So you heard it here first. After I think it's Alltech is what I heard. I'm getting fired. And Brandon Overton turned down the blue 1 car to go drive the white 12.
Oh, I hadn't heard that one.
I haven't heard that one.
Yeah. So that's one that I got. I got 5 or 6 calls about. Like that's what I'm saying. Like it's hard to believe that stuff until it actually happens. Like I think a lot of people, I've seen stuff about it on Facebook for a day and a half before it actually come out, and
yeah.
I mean,
and then it ended up, you thought it was crazy and it ended up being true,
Yeah. So
well, just to be clear, you're not getting fired. Like you're not saying you're done after in the white 12 after Alltech. That right? That's not what.
I mean, I got a new car from Rocket coming that has Jeff Matthews on the side of it. So I don't know. I don't know if that's how if you.
So hopefully that's not one of them wild rumors that comes true.
But I mean, whatever. If it is, that's just it's crazy to me. I don't know. I've joked about this with Joseph before. If you want to find something out about yourself that you didn't know, just go on the internet.
Yeah, right.
I've heard you say that before.
There's plenty of stuff you could find out about yourself that you did not know. So, yeah, but I don't know. I mean, I'm sure the blue 1 car is going to keep ticking, and I'm sure Hud's going to win wherever he goes because he's a wheel man. So, hopefully it all works out for him.
There you go. I do have a lot of crazy things happened, and I heard there was somewhere around 100 to 150 random drivers who probably did not have a chance of being named the next Rocket Chassis house car that got phone calls from a number from Chinston, West Virginia, something about all spoofing and that wasn't you, right? That was, I know you're a jokester and a prankster, but
right hand to God on Hunt the Front podcast, that was not me.
But you are guilty of doing something like that before.
But I am guilty of using a fake phone number and numerous fake phone numbers to prank people. Yes, but I would be like, I don't know. If somebody were to prank me about that, like something about like borderline like my livelihood, like toy with that, like I would be so beyond pissed at whoever that was. Like I wouldn't take that well. Like I would just mess with somebody about like, hey man, you sent me the wrong t-shirt, and write a paragraph this long about how I'm never going to shop and Hunt the Front again.
Okay, he sent, dude. This is a story. Ashton did that. Sent me. Like, hey, my name's so and so from somewhere, and I ordered this shirt. It's the wrong size. I need you to fix it ASAP. Like, I'm like,
do you have the text? Do you have the text by chance?
I don't know. It would be so deep, I wouldn't be able to find it. But it was ridiculous. I'm like, hey, I sent him. I'm like, hey, email merch. Like I gave him the merch email, and he keeps carrying on. I blocked the number. I'm like, I'm not dealing with it. And then comes to find out, Ashton Snapchatted Joseph and told him it was him, and then so Joseph was in on it, and I'm like, it was wrong. It was wrong.
It was funny is what it was.
Yeah. No, what's funny is Jesse's like, how would this person even get my number? It's nowhere listed.
It's nowhere.
And Liz, my wife, we all kind of knew what was going on. And my wife went and screenshotted our website and like photoshopped Jesse's number on there. Like we had it on there by mistake.
So then they started playing into it, and I'm like, what?
Oh goodness.
No, but
dude, listen, I've prank texted my grandma before, and she's she's conspiracy theorist, like it's, I don't know the word, like great lady, but so far from face of reality. So I texted her. So it was actually after the banquet on that Crate Racing USA deal in I think it was 2019 now, but I texted her and I was like, hey, I'm just letting you know, like I'm getting ready to go in here and rob your house and take all your shit. And she's like, who is this? And I was like, you don't need to know who this is. Like, this is so-and-so. I'm at, her address. I type it out. And, I thought she was gonna have a heart attack at the table.
Yeah, I imagine.
she calls the cops, and I let it all drag out. And the police showed up to her house and everything. And then I was like, oh, it was me.
Jeez.
They should have took you to jail.
Right. Ashton, he's always.
Well, then when the deal at Milton happened, I would have been a repeat offender.
I was gonna say you and the cops gotta have some history there. Speaking of Milton, we got Southern All-Stars race coming up in a couple weeks. You have spring and Southern All-Stars at Southern Raceway. You have a history there. Will you make it back in a couple weeks? No?
If I have it my way, I will never be at another Southern All-Stars race. You can write that down.
Okay. Well, oh, good stuff. Well, man, I'm still can't get over the pranking your grandmother story.
Yeah. Right. No, yeah. So, well, I feel bad too, because like when something actually does happen to somebody, like they'll text me like, "You're messing with me," and this and that and the other. And I'm like, "No, listen, like that really did happen. Like I hate to I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but like your hamster really did just fall off the wheel. Like that's not me."
Hey, so as soon as we got to Talladega and Ashton walked up, we blamed Ashton. Like I was like, "Dude, that was you that was messing with us." He's like, "What? No, it wasn't." Yeah. Comes to find out, it really wasn't Ashton.
To fill everyone in a little bit, there was somebody. Ashton is saying it's not him, and I believe him. Did call spoofing where they made a number appear that matched a number on the Rocket Chassis website. And called a bunch of drivers. I don't even think it called. I think it automatically somehow showed up as a missed call. And so Joseph was one of them. We've heard there's been others. And we're like, what the heck? And like, Joseph, how'd you miss that call? And then a few minutes later, Jesse sends us a screenshot. And it's like, oh, well, it's definitely not legit if Jesse got a call.
Oh, man, that's wrong.
I'm used to it.
Anyway, but we knew that something wasn't right, but from the beginning. But anyway, no, it's been fun, and we keep going, but I don't want to take up too much time. Jesse, you got any other?
I do. I got two questions, Ashton. This is something that I've been asking everyone that's been on our show as a guest, and that goes back to the first question is, what is the first race car that you've ever driven? Like what got you into the sport, basically? What got you started?
Well, what a Bandolero. So whenever I was like 5 or 6 years old, me and this guy,
GW,
we were at I-80 and he was testing with Mike Collins, and they had what was that? Was that a 4-banger? They had a 4-banger out there. It was just a Hornet, and I hopped in it, and he hopped in the side. I don't even think there was you just sitting in the cage, wasn't you? He just sitting in the cage. Yeah, he was just sitting in the cage. I was 5 or 6 years old. That's the first time I ever drove anything. The first time I ever raced anything was I ran Bandoleros. I started whenever I was 9.
Is that on dirt or is that asphalt?
No, that was asphalt.
Was that Atlanta?
We were running Atlanta, Charlotte. We went to Texas. Our dumbasses went all the way to Bethel, New York for Plastic Trophy.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, we've never been all that bright. So
did you do the summer shootout and all that at Charlotte, like all that stuff?
Yeah, we won Thursday Thunder a couple times. We run summer shootout in 14, I think, and I think we run second. My dang shot guy. No, I'm just kidding. You can't touch those. But no, I don't. Other than that, I've just been late models. I've run a modified one time, one of Jeff's, and pretty much all I've done.
Yeah. All right. So my next question is, what has been your most notable or your most memorable, your favorite win? What was you racing and where was it? How much did it pay to win?
I would say probably my first Outlaw win was pretty cool because, like, at the time, Shep had not lost a race in like 3 or 4 months, it seemed like. And it was at Cedar Lake, and Cedar Lake's just one of those places like Eldora, Knoxville, Florence. Like, you win there, and it feels like it means something. And the way we won, like, we went softer on tire than pretty much everybody, and Shep come like a bat out of hell. And him, and Ricky Weiss were pretty much throwing piss missiles for the last 10 laps. And it was a lot of fun. And It was actually funny. My car owner at the time didn't even know I was racing, so it was that was all just pretty cool, and that's one I'll definitely always remember.
How much did that one pay to win?
20,000.
20. Yeah, that was a big one. That was, I remember that one. That was a big deal. There at Cedar Lake. So, damn, I lost my train of thought. I was going to ask you something else, but yeah, no, that's a cool story there. And I think you said you hadn't been in much else. We need to get you. I think it'd be fun to get you in a Crown Vic at some point, and do get Jesse and Joseph in one, and have some fun, like a enduro race or something. If you ever want to do something a little more.
We all need to go do that Shady Brady 200 at Why Not.
Yes, why not? That would be a fun one, something like that. Or you can really go at it.
I run last year at Macon at the Herald Review. Me, Logan Seavey, I think Chase Stockton, and Bav. We all run just front wheel drives, and I can tell you that them front wheel drive, street stock, hobby them guys are having way more fun than we are.
They are.
Like, them things are a blast to drive, and I cannot. You know what we all need to do? We all just need to get in like a bus and load up and go to this 50,000 win Crown Vic race at Brunswick is what we all need to do.
Yeah, we should find us some cars. Y'all get out there and have at it. Yeah, I don't know, man. That would get too serious though. 50,000 on the line, y'all would be just wrecking. It'd be. I think it'd be pretty rough if it came down to it.
Nothing's ever too serious with me. So that's probably part of my problem.
Yeah. Well, I did forget. I meant to mention this at the beginning, and I totally forgot. But Ashton is the winningest driver in Hunt the Front Super Dirt Series history. So I'm supposed to always introduce him as such, and I forgot. With 3 wins?
3 wins
last year. Yeah.
You guys need to put like a winningest tally on the website, so I can.
We should.
I mean, because I'm sure Overton or Zach Mitchell or somebody's going to pass me this year. But
they might. You could keep winning. I mean,
Oh, maybe if Overton's on tour.
You never know. Yeah, there's a chance.
Yeah.
Yeah. But anyway. No, that's. I got to make a qualifying lap first.
Yeah, that would be a start. Yeah, get back on track there.
Usually, you got to qualify to race.
Yeah. Well, speaking of that, we'll be back at. Where you go? Are you going anywhere this weekend? And that you got plans yet?
No, I'm not going. I'm just going to go probably test. I'm going to go on a testing frenzy this weekend, and then next weekend I'm either going to go to that crate deal at Needmore because they're running modifieds too, and I might run a mod, and I can go race with my car owner. We don't get to do that much, and then or if he don't race, I'll do. I might go to I-75 because nothing bad has ever happened to me there, or I might go to Clarksville. So next weekend we finally have some races that we can go. There's a couple different options. But where y'all going to next?
Jesse, Jesse's getting a chance to race again. A weekly show at Deep South on Saturday, I think's the plan, right?
Oh,
yeah, we're gonna go get behind the wheel.
Yeah, and then I think the plan after that will just be Alltech, right? Or no, Southern AllStars
are coming here.
Yeah, you guys have fun.
It's hard not to go.
Yeah, y'all have fun. Yeah, have fun at Milton.
All right. Well, after that, we'll see everybody back at Alltech there. However long it is, April 12th and 13th or 11th and 12th, whatever it is. I know I should be remembering it, but the Southbound Throwdown presented by Earth Tech, 5,000 to win on Friday night and 15,000 to win on Saturday for the Hunt the Front Super Dirt Series. And going to hopefully see Ashton get back on track and bounce back from the rough start there at Talladega. But either way, we appreciate you. Where did the thumbs up come from?
How did you do that?
Yeah, that was wild.
What
the heck is
that? Dude, that's cool.
Wow. Do we all do that?
See what else we got?
I don't think ours does that, Joshua.
How do you do that?
It's on his phone.
Okay. Wow.
Yeah,
interesting. All right. Well,
we appreciate
it. There's usually fireworks. So
yeah. There's fireworks with Ashton. But anyway, we appreciate you coming on the show and chatting with us, and we'll let you get back to work. I know we're holding up Gary there from getting all the good work done that he's got to keep off camera. So anyway, we'll see you at a race soon. We appreciate you coming on.
I appreciate y'all having me, and Jesse, keep out an eye for another call from me.
I will.
I'll see you.
See you, buddy.
See you, Ashton.